Warm welcome family and community. My name is Brian Jones and you're with me here at the SACAN head office up here in Hillcrest. We're starting a new initiative called Community Network News, which is a bunch of us that have all come together in order to deliver facts and different stories in and around the community as to what's happening. The primary goal and objective of this initiative is to deliver enough information for you to help the various emergency services ultimately bring arrests and convictions within our community. We've noted over the last couple of months that there's been a lot of misinformation through Facebook's BBM and WhatsApp, and we've decided to take a strong initiative that brings us all together around this. For those that don't know about SACAN, SACAN was started 10 years ago after a police colleague was murdered on the 10th of July 2002, and a whole group of us have come together over the many years to develop a network across the whole of KZN, reaching into South Africa to deliver results against crime and medical emergencies. The free emergency number is 08616 7226. You can register free in the emergency control room at www.sacan.co.za, and if you have any news or information you'd like us to share, please send this to cnn@sacan.co.za. In closing, I'd like to thank Andreas Mateus for this initiative with all his staff and team that have come forward to make this a possibility for all of us. For Andreas, this has been something in the making for the last 5 to 7 years, and when I recently contacted him, I asked him to please take the initiative and walk forward. And Andreas, thanks to you, and we look forward to working with the entire community. One of the things that's so important about this initiative is to bring you good news for the week. We're going to cross over to Bungi in the Community Network News studio.
Thanks, Brian. Now I have the absolute pleasure of telling you about this new initiative started by Westville CPF and now in partnership with SACAN. It's called the Adopt a Cop initiative. Started out by Westville CPF, it basically involved community members donating mugs to the SAPS, and we all know how much they love coffee. Now, joined by the SACAN and after a call to action from Brian Jones, 7,300 Rand was donated to this initiative in just 4 days. And as a direct result of this, a coffee mug press has now been purchased for 11,000 Rand. And these were just ordinary community members, like just yourself. We'd just like to send out a big thank you to Lisa Baxter from Westville CPF, who was absolutely critical in getting this initiative together. But this is still an ongoing initiative. You can still join, you can still help, you can still support our police services by donating coffee or tea or sugar, and you can do so by dialing the number that appears on your screen right now and build a better relationship with our emergency services. Thank you, Bungi. We're joined now in studio by Adrian of SACAN, who's going to give us a bit of insight into what's been happening in our communities this week. Thank you for joining us, Adrian.
Just a pleasure.
How are you doing?
All right, and yourself?
Great. Now, Adrian, could you give us the highlight case of the week that you've been working on?
The highlight case of the week would be the abduction case from Westville,
Okay.
where a lady went out with her friends for the night and so on, and as she arrived home, she encountered some suspects wanting to break in or was busy breaking into her house. They then abducted her, took her with their vehicle, either or got her PIN out of her or took her with to the ATM to draw some money, drove around with her, dropped her off in the Inanda Valley, where she then took refuge under a bush, and they still maneuvered around and everything like that with her vehicle. The vehicle was recovered in Quadabeka, along with a lot of patrol members from various neighborhood watches out there, the SAPS, private investigators and so forth as well. We originally got the call from Brad Nathanson, who wanted support, who received the information that she's been abducted. And then we, with the support, activated all the community members, the all role players, SAPS and so forth, wanting to assist and try and find her. When they noticed the vehicle, she wasn't with the vehicle, then she was still missing, and search continued until about 7 o'clock, and where Brad Nathanson received a call from a community member in the Inanda Valley, where when she took refuge underneath a bush, she waited till first light, saw a African male with a few children, thought it was safe to go out and ask for help. Then he happened to be a preacher with the kids, and he took her to a place of safety, contacted the relative role players, and then we managed to get hold of her and take her to a place of safety and back to her family.
We're now going to be focusing on this week's wanted vehicles. Adrian, what vehicles should we be looking out for?
Mostly high-end vehicles, not scruffy vehicles which people normally would think is wanted. Audi A3, a white one, hatchback, which is involved with housebreakings, a silver Audi A4, and also a silver Chevrolet Cruze, which is wanted for housebreakings in most of the Hawa area, possibly out of the area as well, not just the Hawa area, but that's what you're looking at. Okay, the vehicles aren't just wanted just in the Hawa area, they're most likely involved with crimes out of the area as well. So it's very important that people do report in suspicious activity or vehicles to 10111 security companies, SAPS, to SACAN and so forth as well. And not just about low-key vehicles, but high-end vehicles as well.
Okay, and what are this week's hotspots that we need to watch out for as well?
This week's hotspot is, I would say, the Gillets area have been hit a bit with housebreakings throughout the past week. Then as well as in Kloof, the area, St. Mary side of it, where the guys are coming up from the Westmead Fout area, where there's a gap between Westmead and houses. They're breaking in from the side. Pinetown area, and then Pinetown South, hijackings have been on the increase, and Westville have been involved with numerous things, housebreakings as well as house robberies and so forth. So yeah, that's the hotspots, or just a little bit of overview of each area.
Okay, thank you for that. What we like to do as well on the show, Adrian, is a tip of the week for our viewers. So what is it that we could do or we need to watch out for this week as a tip?
Okay, tip of the week I would say is very important. Phone and support the SAPS. Phone 10111 would be your first point of contact. Ask for IR reference number, incident reference number, to prove that you've reported it to the correct authorities. And then also activate your community by phoning the number on screen, which is the SACAN emergency line. And then also reporting it to your various security companies, your neighborhood watch. The more people you can alert about a situation or suspicious characters, the better. And also getting involved with your neighborhood watch.
Thank you, Adrian, for that awesome tip. We look forward to hearing more tips from you in the weeks to come. In closing, Community Network News would like to thank the following in assisting the community: the SAPS, the Careline Crisis Centre, the Open Door Crisis Centre, the Metro SAPS, the K9 Unit, Brad Nathanson Investigations, security companies, the Neighborhood Watchers, ER24, EMRS, and most importantly, the Ananda community for assisting us in our highlights case of the week. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.